Aiden, what are you gonna close Isabel on?
Lead gen. That's my offer.
All right, go for it.
So Isabel, I checked out what you guys are doing at ABC Cover. I saw you're covering a lot of insurances, boat insurance, house insurance, business insurance, and I saw you guys have already been around for a few years. So what's got you looking to explore outbound lead gen right now?
So clearly, the business always needs to be growing as much as possible. So we don't have as many leads as we would like, and we just want to get as many leads as we can into the business, which will give us more revenue and money.
Okay. And how many leads have you guys been getting at the moment?
Right now, we're getting like around 100 leads a month.
Leads a month. Okay. And how have you guys been getting how have you guys been getting those leads?
We've been doing cold calling and also cold outreach typically.
Okay. Do you have an inbound team doing that, or are you already working with an agency?
We have an inbound team doing that. We are hired. We have like 3 cold callers and outreachers.
Okay. So, I mean, if you guys have already got an internal team doing this, and it's some degree is already working, if you're getting around about 100 leads a month, why not expand the team or increase some training to get some more volume instead of having a conversation with an agency?
Boss, is training you by any chance?
No,
You
no,
can be honest. Have you watching these videos like a lot? You're
no,
not gonna get
no.
angry, I promise.
I
Okay.
don't watch any of videos.
Okay. So you are insanely, which is very interesting. So I'm gonna do some things. You tell me if I'm spot on or not. You are very, very curious and intrigued about body language and profiling and psychology, and you want to learn more. But the calls that you're having, you're internally frustrated because no one makes a decision. So you just like gave up and you're just taking numbers, data is like, yeah, and we're just gonna leave it there. Why am I saying this? Because you're just data, data, data.
Mm.
Any one of us, when she said 100 leads a month, would have said, "You sure?" It doesn't sound like that. You would have caught up something. You're like, okay, 100 leads a month, and how immediately data. This is
Yeah.
unicorn.
Okay. I normally purely because of the range of prospects I get, most of the people I speak to aren't like decision makers. So
Hmm.
normally I go and get as much information about the business as I can. That's normally my approach to see kind of what we're starting off with.
Makes sense. That explains why you're being so robotic. If you're being fully robotic, I don't think you're gonna close because it's basically like an analysis code call. It's like an analysis call. You're getting this, you're getting this, you're getting this. There has to be something more there. Let me show you quickly. I'm gonna follow the same direction,
Yeah, yeah.
but I want you to see how I hit something. So, Isabel, you're sure about 100 leads a month?
Yeah, it's just not that many.
Give me a number. Like, what would you say?
No, like it is 100 leads a month typically. Sometimes we go a little over or a little under, but I think that amount isn't that much, like 100 leads.
Oh, okay. So you have a higher expectancy on the amounts of
Yeah.
leads you should have. Okay. So, though, okay, I'm curious about that actually. How many leads do you think you should get?
I mean, I think it would be a lot better if our company was doing like 300 leads a month or in the upper hundreds, maybe even to the thousands.
Okay, so a 3x to even a 10x. All right.
Yeah.
Out of those 100 leads that you're having, you're closing how much? Like 20, 30%, I'll assume?
No. I mean, it's more like
No?
15%. Yeah.
15?
Yeah.
So you see, immediately it's like we're getting into something there, like just immediately with that. All right.
Yeah.
I'm bossing. I can keep going to give you the point, but I want to show you that as you're getting data, I am putting her under the fire pretty much. It's like I'm lighting up a fire, all right, and she's standing on it. You are.
Yeah.
It's
Would you
with
go
you.
down?
It's more like, tell me.
Would you go down a route of like, some businesses are like super niched and they're happy to only have like 10 leads a month. So would you kind of go down that route of, okay, I mean, you say you're getting around about 100 leads a month, but we work with businesses who are happy to get 10 leads a month. So, why do you feel like 100 is not enough? Would you kind of go down that path, or is that just a waste of time?
No. So I'll give you the direction that I was gonna go. So maybe this will clarify it. My direction now, what I was gonna keep going, will be saying, hey, put your fucking phone down. Focus. If you cannot even watch one video with full concentration, how do you expect to be successful in life? Focus. Now, since I have you here, you could work one-on-one with me. I don't have a mentorship, I have a brotherhood. I have people who are working almost 700 hours in a row. I have people who had no knowledge in sales and now are making more than 5 figures in just a few months. I will not teach you stupid linguistics like say the stupid word track. I will not teach you useless tonalities that make you look like a clown. I will not teach you to be a pushover in sales who tries to force stuff. Quite the opposite. I'm going to teach you psychology, the real psychology, so that you can know exactly what to do to make people do whatever the fuck you want. You don't get just group coaching calls. You get one-on-ones with me where you can become a beast, where I can help you with anything you need. I can be your mentor. More than 300 hours of fucking content so that you know exactly what to do in every area. Join the brotherhood. Join the hunters and become the best version of yourself. Get the life you always fucking wanted, or do nothing and let my hunters take everything from you. If you want to join, you can see the link down below. That being said, let's continue with the video. Okay, so if you're closing at 15%, what is it you really want? Like a higher amount of leads, or just keep having around 100 leads that you're just closing 40%, 50% of those? What do you want?
Mhm.
And now obviously it's
Okay.
gonna say, well, and that kind of clarifies that, because
Yeah.
now, is it making sense?
Yeah. I get that. If I go down that kind of path and then she's like, okay, but if anything, probably so my sales team gets a bit better and then we close that 40, 50% of the incoming leads, then I kind of sell them out of what we sell. Do you see what I mean? Because she already has an internal sales tool.
Role play that with me. Just literally tell me that.
But am I the prospect
Yeah.
or the closer?
The prospect. Like you just bring that up to me, like
Yeah.
basically, yeah. I mean, all I have to do is improve my sales team, and that's it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, my sales team, they're closing around about 15% right now. So, I mean, ideally, if I bumped up those numbers, then we'd we'd essentially double our revenue.
Okay. Have you done that already?
Not yet, no.
Why not?
Because I didn't actually come to the realization until you mentioned it. At first, I thought it might be a lead volume, but now I think 15%. I think that's what 85% of missed opportunities.
Mm-hmm. You're considering the lead volume. Have you thought about the lead quality? Because I don't want you to go right now and fire your whole sales team just out of a realization you had. Do you believe sales teams are magicians that they force and convince people, or just help people who have an inclination to buy?
No, of course not. Like I understand there's a degree of lead quality. I mean, I get this could be down to two things. I could be getting some shit leads, like maybe only 30% are good, and the 15% close is actually 50% of the qualified ones, which realistically would be good. Or my sales team could be getting a good bunch of SQLs and they just need more training.
Okay. When you hire your sales team, do you believe they're all bad, or do you believe they're good?
No, I believe they're good.
Okay. So do you think it's a sales team problem or a lead quality problem?
I think it could be a combination. Like I haven't been checking up on their calls.
Right. 90% of people would have
Okay,
realized. But if you want to keep
okay.
playing hard, I'll just keep doing it. Okay. So it's a combination.
So
But if it is a combination, why haven't you fired your sales team so far?
that's a good point. And like I say, I didn't really think about too much into it, which is a bit silly on my half.
Great. So after this goal, you're going to fire a whole sales team, or you're going to try to improve your lead quality? What's the next step?
I'm going to look at improving the quality. I think,
Even as you're
yeah,
trying like very hard to be,
yeah,
close to the idea, it's difficult. I can keep doing this for hours. So again, that's how you will handle a very difficult case if that happens. But anyways, let's go back into it. Go back to, to her, to start closing. Any point you want to go at it's fine.
Can I go back as far as the
Yeah,
100
yeah.
leads
Whenever you
questioning
want.
part? Okay. I mean, you say 100 leads. Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure. Although sometimes we go a little over, sometimes we go under. I just don't think that's a lot. That's a good enough number.
Okay. I mean, why is that not good enough?
It feels like each lead that we got was scraped. Like we through blood, sweat, and tears, we managed to get that lead. And like our cold calls, we followed them up a bunch of times, and then we're not even closing at a good percentage. So it's like it's not enough. Like we need more volume in order for it to be better. I don't see this.
Okay. Okay. When you say feels like blood, sweat, and tears to essentially get these leads, what's the kind of process? What's the approach you've been going through?
Yeah, like the cold calling, and then making sure like cold calling in and of itself is a trial. I know my reps are cold callers, but they're always like telling me about how difficult it is. And then cold calling, following up with people like crazy, cold DMing, it's extremely difficult. It doesn't feel sustainable. Like every lead we get, we're like, oh, somebody. It's not.
Okay. And then what about from a targeting perspective? Like you cover a lot of different insurance niches. So
Old you are. You're basically Josh Lyon's top student.
yeah.
So
No way.
I would have gone with frustrating. I'm talking about the person right now, It's
Yeah.
I get and I understand that you say I'm talking with this non-decision maker, so I have to just focus on the data. But in the call, if you do things successfully, this non-decision maker will talk to the decision maker and say, you need to have a call with this guy. He just gave me so much clarity. He showed us that in just with the numbers alone, you're basically gonna have the guy showing up, talk to the business owner and say, yeah, I mean, he helped me run the numbers and yeah, he confirmed what we already know. It could be a solid option. They're a bit pricey. That's it. That's where that's how your deal dies. Yeah, all your deals. Instead, a scenario where the dude goes to the business owner and says, "Yeah, he actually really understood us, and he seemed like he genuinely seemed concerned about helping us." The thing is that they're not that cheap though, but they feel like they're actually on point. This is the answer that gives you the call that you can
Hmm.
close.
I
This approach is so cold.
okay. I do get like maybe once or twice a week because I have a fair volume, of course. I do get a few times a month. People say to me, people who are in sales team, for example, say that they like my approach and the style and how I feel like I try to understand them and their situation and actually go into detail to get some bits. So I need to work more on, like you say, a connecting a connecting point of view because I do get an odd amount of people say that they like my approach. So that's probably why I haven't questioned it too much.
So if you have
That's
the option of being super cold, which is, just numbers, pretty much, kind of like what you're doing, numbers, data, yes.
yeah,
And you have the option to be super warm to get emotions, feelings, and personal aspects. Right now, you are clearly like this,
yeah,
okay? Obviously, I'm not telling you that you should be doing this because this is also incorrect. Because
yeah.
what they're saying about you trying to understand the business is very fair, especially if you're talking to with a non-buyer. Yes, your
Mm,
point is to be able to be here in this area, in the middle, that you are getting all this, but you're also getting this, which is what I
yeah,
do.
yeah.
Yes.
I 100% agree. I think what I've been trying to do is because I understand getting this numbers thing. I understand this feels cold because it feels cold to me too. I just have to try and get like a big picture because it's like for somewhat degree what the offer is, it's like we have to do like a consulting sale where we go through all this stuff, we go through all the numbers, I like share screens, pull up websites, do SEO rankings and shit like that. So it's very
Uh-huh.
consultative. So
Hmm.
I try and make up for the warmthness by like trying to, I don't know, try to tonally be human. Maybe I didn't do that
Uh-huh.
quite in the best way here, but I try and find the balance of I because of how the sale is kind of done. I understand it's cold, so I have to. I'm trying to find that middle ground. I'm obviously not doing it right. I get it because obviously I'm not making as much money as I should. But do you see what I mean? Like how you've drawn, how I'm torn between the two. I am genuinely struggling to find that middle ground.
And you want to know what's also there to add? You are someone
Please.
who, by nature, is exceptionally good at talking, understanding, empathizing, and putting yourself in the position of someone else. By nature, you can do this, and you're
Yeah.
acting in the opposite way. That's not in your benefit. Okay. This will be, for example, Amro trying to be super warm.
Yeah.
He won't do the
Yeah.
best at it. Okay. By nature, some of us are more warm than cold. Yes. The whole
Yeah.
point is understand where are you from moment one and see, okay, so I'm naturally good at this one. I'm gonna force myself to do a little bit this, but I don't want to go to the all the other way.
Yeah. I think I think I'm like subconsciously worried about coming across too soft or too warm.
Uh-huh.
I think that's low key what it is. Because
It's
to
not
some degree,
yeah.
like and some of those people, like, well, I can't say for all of them. Like I feel like a lot of these people, they don't come on to have like friendly-ish kind of conversations. Not that sales calls are friendly, do you know what I mean? But some of these people are like so corporate and just like straight nail on the head kind of thing that I try to go more down the colder route so that I don't necessarily look unprofessional. Did you see what do
Uh-huh.
that make sense?
It does make sense, but this is exactly what I was explaining to Amro about your twisted version of the world.
Yeah.
You see the things like this, and now you think that people see you that way when they might not.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Also,
I genuinely think that it's easy for people to see me a bit like a teddy bear because like I look younger than I am. I I don't have like a super deep voice or anything like that. Besides,
uh
you know what I mean? So I feel like when I come on calls, I just feel like a 14-year-old.
yeah, again, that's the perfect example of your twisted version of the world because that's not necessarily how they're going to see you.
Yeah.
You see yourself that way. That's why you go about it in such a method. Yes, you have to just take a step back and say, we are products of what we feel and what we are. Why do you think Tyler is so aggressive? For no
Yeah.
reason. We are products of what we are. So the point is that you need to stop and say, is it really like this? And then say, no, actually, I'm not hopping into calls and people are not going to say, oh, he's a fucking teddy bear. They don't do that. More than likely, and this is the funny part, more than likely, they're going to say, oh, what a nice guy. I can promise you, people think if they meet you, it's like, oh, what a nice guy. Okay. So that should be your weapon, not your weakness.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know, Fahad looks intimidating. So Fahad shouldn't say, oh man, I have to smile like a bimbo every time. It's like, no, he has to know that he has that in favor of him so that when he does an objection handle, he's going to have way more power than you. But at the beginning, you're going to have way more power than him.
Yeah.
So the whole idea is that, okay, what are my strengths? How can I use them more? Yes,
Yeah.
that's it.